Hey guys, welcome back everybody. Hope everything is going well out there on Wednesday. We're going to give just another 2-3 seconds and we'll get rolling. Make sure things are where they're supposed to be. Looks good enough. Awesome. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to, well, it really isn't Friday afternoons like it normally is. Instead, it's a Wednesday afternoon, but we're hanging out. We're here. We're having fun. So with me today remotely is Jody. Hi, Jody.
Who would have thought this was remotely possible?
Hey, guys. Boom. How's it going? I wasn't actually lying. We really aren't going to do a full stream today. I got something going on. But I did want to hop on and just... And we didn't do an official cancel. So I felt like I should at least do that. My old stream is playing on another computer. Oh, such a narcissist. Look at that. Me watching.
Just listen to your top.
I don't know how that happened. Okay. Shh. Be quiet. There we go. Okay. Yeah, anyhow. I hope everything's going well for you guys out there. So for us, where we're at, we are quarantining. Everybody's working from home, shutting themselves in, trying not to catch or spread any viruses. So far, so healthy. Uh-oh, got a little bit of a potential lag going right now. Just gonna keep talking like everything's fine, wait for this to come back. It is my computer locked up, that's cool. So, pick a worse image to freeze up on there, that's nice.
At least your mouth's closed.
Kinda. All right, we're back in. Sorry, I got this, well, I don't know. It's just been one of those days.
Maybe your computer has a virus.
Oh, yeah, it's a computer virus. That's what it is. I came out this morning to get ready to stream, and I turned on the streaming computer, and it said it had over an hour to load an OS update. So I waited for a while till it stopped. That locked up, so I rebooted that, and then my computer just froze. Hopefully we're past it all. So yeah, what we want to do is we kind of acknowledge where we're at. We know that this is a rough time. This is, you know, it's hard to be locked up at home or have all this bad stuff going on in the world. So we want to do some good stuff. So we want to hang out with you guys as much as possible and do some modeling. So I can't say exactly how often we'll do this or anything like that, but we want to try to do it regularly if we can. So forgive, there's a couple hiccups there in the beginning. That is what this computer does when it starts up, which is why I usually start it up half an hour before I stream rather than kicking around updates and doing this. So anyhow, hopefully we're there. We're past the lockups. Everything looks like it's streaming okay, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see what happens. This is gonna be an adventure, but at least we're in it together. So, okay. I did post on our forum. I asked, you know, what do you guys want to get together for this? We had a good response. Hopefully you guys who are joining us, we got a bunch of people on Facebook, YouTube watching. It's not our normal day, but we figured, hey, if you're at home, this could be background noise. This could be, you know, a very effective social distancing opportunity. Just don't cough directly onto your computer screen and then it can't get to me, so we're safe that way. So it should be a good time. So we did ask, and you guys had some awesome ideas. We had some great ideas come across as far as what we could model. I added them to the list. I did pull something that was recommended earlier that I'd already kind of queued up or looked around at a little bit, and that is the Cobra, specifically this AC Cobra Roadster. Got some nice, crisp, clean images that I want to pull up. But I created a topic in our forum. So if you go to forums.sketchup.com, you can grab this exact image that I'll be working off of. Or if you have other images that you think might help, go ahead and we can share them right in there. Just a note. There's apparently a lot of different versions of the Cobra. Something I was not aware of until I started looking for this. So this is the specific one. I think it's a 1961 that we'll be modeling. So yeah, that's what we're going to try to do. And we have, again, in the interest of social distancing, Jody's actually not here in my garage with me, but in his own basement on the other side of town, and virtually commenting right now. So
okay. No, I'm really here. I don't feel virtual.
Yeah, well, you look great. How's that?
Get that a lot.
So we'll see how this all goes. It's a big experiment. It's going to be fun. But if it goes well, maybe we'll do this more often throughout the length of whatever this is that we're going through right now. We don't know. We still don't know, us personally, how long our office is going to be closed. I don't know how long I'll be recording out of the Longmont SketchUp studio. That's what I'm going to call it. Longmont's the town I live in, as opposed to Boulder, where the main campus is located. So with that, let's hop in and let's model some stuff. I feel like I had something else really, really super important to say, and I forgot what it was. But well, we'll come back to it, whatever it was, at some point, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, let's go for it. Let's hop in here. As we start setting this up, I do want to check in with you guys. Is everybody online? I remember what I was going to say. I had an offer. I've never had an offer like this before, but he may actually be here. Brian Benham messaged me. He's a follower here and on our social channels. He follows my personal social channel too. And he's down south of Denver, so like an hour and a half away. And he offered, he said if we had a hard time making the thing with Jody work, if we had a hard time, he offered to drive up and help co-host. So that was very nice. I don't know, Brian, if you're on, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
He's got him for my
He was, yeah, but I said Jody's isn't secure enough for that to work, basically. No, I thought that, but that was very cool. That was an awesome offer. Really appreciate that, Brian, and hopefully you're on here or see it at some point. All right, so let's let me hear. We started something. I should show you this too. This is kind of cool because this started on our forum. We had another post going where people were showing how they're working through the quarantine, where they're working from. So while they're socially distancing themselves whilst they work, they're posting pictures of their workspace, which I thought was really cool, and every one of theirs seems preferable to what I got going. So, and there's that. So kind of cool. So I hopefully all you guys are staying safe, staying clear of places where maybe you would get sick hanging out. So this is a good alternative to actually hang out here with us. And like I said, if you're watching this from home, we can't get you sick, so that's a plus. All right. So what we're going to do is we are going to hop in here and get this image loaded for reference. So I've done this before, but we'll go through it again. No, that was not supposed to be in a negative way. I'm happy to do this again. So I'm going to go ahead and go to import. And I have this image I grabbed. Oh, I saved it as a GIF. All right, look away while I change that. All right, here's my shortcut. You guys will maybe appreciate this. When I have an image and it's the wrong kind, rather than opening it in photo editing software, something like that, I'll open it as big as I can get it, come in here and screenshot it. And now I have it in PNG. No other software needed. All right, let's try it again. So if you've learned nothing else today, you've learned how to real quickly convert a GIF into a PNG file. All right, so I'm going to import this. I'm just going to put it in here nice and big. I'm not really worried about high definition image. This was a fairly low definition file to begin with. Screenshotting it didn't help that. So I'm not worried about like optimizing or making this the highest possible resolution. All I'm really looking for is some curves, and I have some real basic dimensions right here. So this is good. This looks good. I'm going to start by scaling it. I'm going to draw a line right here from 0 down to 6 feet. I'm going to group that line and drawing together. Go into that group, use my tape measure tool on that line I just created, and tell it that is 6 feet. Resize it, yes. Ooh, I was pretty close. That was a close one. All right, so I'm going to take that now. I'm going to make a copy of it and go to the middle point. Option rotate to get it upright like this. Option rotate here. All right, so these are really the 3 pieces that I'm interested in. I'm sorry, Laura, you gotta go. See ya. Thank you for coming by. All right, so these are really the 3 views I'm interested in using. So this is what will make up my image cage, my inference mapping here. So I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to draw a line right here just to give me a snap point. Do the same thing here. I'm going to draw a line like this, and then I can take these 2 and I can move them horizontally so that they line up perfectly. All right, so these 2 are aligned. Now I got to line up this one, so I'll use the center line. Put a line right there in the center there, and then I'll put another line right here. Whoa, look at that. Not quite vertically aligned. That's okay. We're just using these as quick references, so perfection is not a requirement for this. There we go.
Although it's nice.
What's that?
I said, although it's still nice to be perfect.
I'm a fan of perfection. I just don't like to require it of myself. I like to hold myself to a lower standard. I'm going to take all of these images then, and I'm going to explode them. Oops, they're too deep. I'm going to explode them again, and that's just going to give me surfaces. So with a surface, I'll just go grab all these. I'll say intersect with selection, and now I can grab this one, make it its own group. Grab this one, make it its own group. This one I have to break a little bit more, like that. Okay, and then I'll have to cut it off. Oh, I'll have to cut off a lot more. Get rid of all these extra lines then. Because really all I want is those three pieces there. All right, there we go. There you go. And I'm going to take all of these images and I'm going to tag them as ref. So I'm going to add and this is just something I do. You guys have probably seen me do this before. That way it's real easy for me to turn those on and off as I start modeling. So I don't have to go toggle them or anything like that. Oops, cut that off a little prematurely. Let's grab these back here like this. Come in here, pull that line back. Same thing here. All right. Cool. Well, and then the rest of it really kind of models itself. Oh, that joke will never get old, will it? Okay, so let's talk about the goals here. I don't really have a goal here, I'll be honest. What I'm really looking to do is, when I saw this, I'm like, well, the cool thing about this is the body shape, right? It's got, if I look at this, it curves in almost every direction. Very cool. So that's going to be the challenging part, is getting that body together. Over on our forum, we did have a post from Tangle, who might be on here, he joins us on the live streams every once in a while. Tangle posted his modeling of I don't know if it's the same one or if it was nope, it's a Shelby Cobra. But he actually started from the frame and worked his way up. So that's impressive. I was not planning on doing the frame, to be honest. In fact, probably get just enough to stick a wheel to underneath. Like I said, my big goal is the body here. I think Enrock too posted that she was working on one as well. So a question came up if I will draw this with quad modeling. You guys know I am a fan of quad modeling. I was gonna, my temptation here was to actually see how much I could do with native tools before I went into quads and started subdividing and that kind of thing. Because I'm kind of looking at this and feeling a little bit of kind of what I felt with the fighter jet we modeled. Very similar shapes. Sound isn't too good. Hold, I can make me louder. I don't know if it'll be better. It's a little bit different this time because normally the room that I'm in is actually insulated for sound. I'm sitting in a garage this time. So I apologize if it's not as solid a sound as usual. I can turn up a little bit more, but I'm going into the yellow there, so yeah. Julia, I thought I did a good job of saying Enerot that time. Did I give a soft the? I apologize. I'm working on it. I try to be conscious of that because you've called me out on it before. Enerot. But yes, Enerot has also taken a stab at this, so pressure's on. I got to not do bad at this. Of course, I also got to do this in a couple hours. I think Enerot said you started it 7 years ago, something like that. So we'll see how that goes. All right, enough talk. Time to model something. So I was saying the thing I'm looking at is right here is the first thing. So when we look at this model, the front end I kind of got, there's 3 pieces. So on either side here we have kind of an elongated egg shape is kind of what rises up here, right here, and then this front end kind of sits in between it. So we have a crease that goes all the way up like this on both sides. So I kind of feel like we have kind of a pillowy organic shape here, here, and here that all come together. So that was my thought, was to try to tackle that. I really have not thought too much beyond that. So that's where I'm at right now. So I'm going to go ahead and start by drawing the profile of the main part, this middle section. And you can see I fortunately have these real nice little dotted lines to follow. So I wonder if I should try to take that all the way back. Is that one continuous arc? No, not quite. So I'll go from here down to here. Oh, I see it's not even a... Okay, that's this piece right here that kind of tucks in and goes down. So we'll maybe cut that out. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Oh, so many unknowns. All right, then this goes under to about here or so, and then goes straight across. Let's go to the middle of the tire. I don't know what's happening here. All right, and then this comes out to here, and then I'll grab an arc. So this is probably, I would go about that far, and then this is where I would switch. I will switch to Bezier's because Bezier is going to give me a lot more control over these arcs. And from there it looks like a little straight section, and then I will go to another Bezier, put one here, and go from here. I think I can do all of this in one one curve then. All right. And then same thing, whoops, I just drew a single line because I don't know why. Try that again. So do another curve. So as I do Bézier's, basically, if there's a hard change in the arc, so you can see this is a long continuous arc, and then right here it starts to go back up. So I'm going to put the end there, pull my first line down to match this arc, section of arc right here, but I don't want to pull it so far down. I want to give a little bit of space to put this, pull this back with this handle, something like that. All right. And this actually looks like it could be a standard arc, but I'm already in Bezier, so I'll just use it. All right, so there's the profile, the main portion of the body. Man, all right, so I'm gonna bring that over. Stick that right here in the middle. Okay, so what I gotta do now is I gotta get that to kind of billow out on either side. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm gonna call that for today. We'll come back, fine tune it next time. So yeah, so the next thing is to get this arc. So I see a couple pieces. So here, I'm gonna think out loud, and that is it, just because. That's that arc. Right down here, I'm gonna put a vertical line right down the middle. Here we got this going across like this. Starts off that way and goes this way. Bezier is a great, I saw somebody saying that they've never used Bezier before. It can be a little intimidating the first time you use it. I get why not everybody leaps into it right away, but man, it really is a good tool that gives you a lot of control over an arc. But you do have to play with it a little bit. You have to use it to get the hang of it. First couple times you use it, it's going to feel really awkward, like you're doing something wrong. I think that's learning. That's not the only thing that's true for. All right, so I'm trying to get this shape. There we go. So there's my bring that to, say, let's group that first. All right, and then I'll grab all this, make that a group as well. Still haven't figured out how I'm going to do this, but that's okay.
Aaron, Dave suggested maybe using some different colored lines for all your line work so you can see it against the black background.
That is a great idea. Let's do just exactly that. As you draw on, it was actually the person who first suggested that to me was Enerot. She suggested using yellow lines, which I thought that's a great idea. Set your line color to yellow, that way you can actually see it. All right, that's kind of what we're going for. So this shape pulls down into this. But that's there are no. This is one of those there are no straight lines. Straight lines are for the weak. Okay. So a couple ways we could go about this right now. I'm gonna start by coming in here. I'm gonna extend the end so it's flat. We'll cut that scoop out at a later time. Because I think what we might be able to do, let's see. I'm going to grab this whole set of reference planes. I'm just going to copy it over here for right now. Just set it aside because I'm going to take this and I'm going to explode it all. Oop, not the images though. Actually, I'm going to take the images and lock them. That way I don't have to worry about accidentally selecting them again. So I can grab that and explode it. Now, what I'm thinking about doing is I got to come in somehow. I'll just split it right in half. I'm going to try to use Curve Loft to create some of these curves. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but hey, you know what I should do? It starts with an S and ends with a AVE. I see. You guys don't care about me on Wednesdays. All right, I'm going to grab all that. I'm going to go to my tool palettes, get Curve Loft pulled up here. Let's just see what that looks like. See, I need to get another curve. So if I go from here up to here, and then draw one more from here, not too bad there, so. All right, and take that, I'm going to weld it, and then I'll grab it and I'll move it from its end up to here, and then I will try moving this end here, and then slide that over to here. All right, so let's see what this looks like. I don't even know. I'm not sure how this is going to work out. That argument for quad modeling actually is starting to sound kind of good. Let's see. That's not too bad.
2020.
What's that?
Hindsight is 2020.
That it is. See what my concern. What kind of a ridge is that going to get? Well, hey, this is a do no wrong situation. There's nothing that can really go wrong here, right? So I'm going to tell myself that. What's the worst that could happen? Yeah, I'm going to grab that. I'm going to take this and I'm just going to loft this all together real quick. That's a simple loft right there. All right, and now I can actually take this point and explode that, and I'm going to move. Oh, it's not touching. That's why. I was thinking there was an intersection point there, but there's not. So maybe we can take this, drop that down vertically to where it intersects. There we go. And now grab that point, pull that out to the end. The same thing here, grab this, pull it horizontally. Cool. Kind of thinking this should probably, this will stay mostly square maybe? Something like that, and then maybe we'll that maybe could work. Oh, you know what that did? That messed with this. So let me grab these two, weld that together, and then move it again. Moving points is a great way to deform geometry. I don't know how this, I don't know if this is going to work, but let's give it a shot and see what happens. I'm just going to grab all these pieces.
You might be ready to save again.
Did it. Someone's asking how I'm making the shapes. I'm using the extension Curve-A-Loft from Fredo 6. All right, that. See, so I think something is biting me right now. It's hard to tell though. So this is sharper than it should be. I actually took my original profile and brought it down right here, which is this wheel well that pops out. The actual body itself kind of comes more like this and swoops down. So I'm getting this bit coming out, which is where the wheel well will be up here, rather than just all tying together into a nice smooth arc right here. So I got to get rid of a couple pieces here, and then see if I come. I'm gonna have to use, this is the other way spot Bezier is nice. If you're trying to maintain tangents, because if I have like two straight lines, getting tangents between them is pretty easy, but tangents between two curved lines can be a little bit more work. So with Bezier, I have an easier time doing that because I can go here to here. I can get tangent on this one side here and then get tangent on this other side here separately. So that works well. I missed something though, somehow, because that didn't break. Somewhere down here. There we go. Okay, that looks better. That looks like what the side of the body should look like. I just got to bring this point back. So again, I've been doing this a lot too, using move without pre-selecting anything. Lets you grab that point. Let's see, let's bring it about halfway down. All right, so let's try that again. We'll go make another. I'm going to join these two by welding them. These two, going to weld those as well. All right, so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 edges that I can use Curve-A-Loft on. And then same thing down here, 1, 2, 3, oops, 4, 5, 6. I didn't weld those. I'm gonna have to weld them though. This got messy right here. Actually, make sure there's no surfaces in there. There is. Something's just off. Look at that. A little bit off. There we go. All right. There we go. Weld that. And while we're here, we'll go ahead and weld this as well. Weld it all. All right, so now I'm going to grab those. I should be down to just 4 lines again. Curve-A-Loft it. All right, that looks better. That's more what I'm looking for there. Cool. I kind of want this to. I'm not happy. I'm gonna take this line. That I didn't like the way, as I was looking at it, it came up too pointy. I want to get like more of a, it's a very soft curve. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this line right here. I'm gonna bring it over here like this. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a turn like this. I'm gonna move the end point over here. Again, just kind of making a control cage for this loft that I'm about to create. We'll try that. That's better. I like how that comes up better in the middle. And then we'll do the same thing with this lower piece. So it gives me an extra piece, but I'm about to merge it all together anyhow. That's better. I like that look. Okay.
I can't decide if this is looking like a boat or a plane or a car yet.
I was gonna go with fish. This is more of a fish mobile right now. So I'm gonna keep going with this lofting, with this curving, because what I really want to do is I want to come put these next pieces on and start tie together and get the right shape. But I don't really necessarily want to break with this because this is a continuous line all the way down here. So before I hop out and start doing that, I need to come in and do this part. So I'm going to finish this main tub. I don't know. I'm pretty sure tub's not a car term in any way, shape, or form, but you know, you guys, you know what I'm saying. I'm going to have this curve up like. All right. Okay, so now what I got to do, I'm kind of getting stuck on the cockpit here. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do, and I know cockpit's not a car term either. That word just came out of my mouth as I was doing that. I apologize. What I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm just going to put an arc right over this and just have the whole thing kind of come together there, and then I'll just cut that out afterwards. So I'm going to go grab Bezier curves again, go from here to here. I'll go tangent with this line right here. There we go, there's my, come back pink line. And then I will go tangent with this line back here. There we go. Yeah, definitely still more fish looking. All right.
More fish looking? Okay, oh, yeah, I get it.
It's something fishy going on here. All right, so I'm going to go from here to, where do I want to take this? I'll take this down a little lower. Like maybe, no, I'll go right in the middle because we'll keep it going that, whoops. Just drew a line again. All right, and then again, I'll come try to come tangent off of there, fairly far back. I'm going to pull that curve kind of strong back that way. And this way I'm going to go just along the green axes and see how far I can pull it out. No, I can't do that in a single. That's going to look weird if I try to do it in one arc. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set up a plane to work on. Take a line this way.
So nice. It pointed out that the hood sinks down from where the fenders are. Are you going to be able to undo what you've done whenever it comes time to drop that?
Sinks down.
Like, look, if you look at it head on, you can see how it kind of humps down. You can't even see the hood from side view.
Oh, right. Yeah, my fenders will go above. So my fenders, these pieces will actually be up higher. So what I'll do is actually model both these fenders as separate like spots, and I'll stick them on. So they'll both stick out further on the side and they'll go up higher. That's the saying. I was excited. I wanted to go do that part, but I'm slowing it down a little bit to yeah, do like a little piece at a time, I guess.
There is a lot of confirmation that tub is an actual vehicle term.
All right.
Cockpit is a car term.
Cockpit is not a car term? Or
no, cockpit and tub both work for cars.
Hey, sweet. I'm about as far from a car guy as you can get, so well, I never have to tell you guys to excuse me for saying something dumb. You're prepped for it. So I'm going to go like this and try to pull this out like as far as I can. Something like that. And then from there we'll go to here. All right, so there's kind of the shape I'm looking for. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like I probably need to do the same thing as I did before, and maybe kind of come in intentionally and I don't know. I'm just gonna go for it. See what happens. That's a nice thing about 3D modeling is there's really not a lot you can do as you're drawing something that an undo or a reload or something like that can't fix you from, you know? Go for it, hit the button, see what happens. All right. That's not bad. I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna run with it. All right, I like it. I'm gonna call that working. I'm gonna do something creative here in the back because I don't really get what happens behind this tire here. So I'm just gonna kind of do something like that to still give me a little bit of a curve, but let me keep what I've already got there. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Uh-oh, didn't like that. Something's wrong. Ah. All right. I should probably just clean this curve up. Oh, there's a hole in the other curve too. Let's come in here and weld that real quick. Make my selection process easier. Same thing here. All right, good. Take that, weld it. Oh, I'm slouching. I'm doing that thing. I'm getting close to my computer again. Apparently it's easier for me to model that way. I don't know.
You're just trying to get inside.
That's right. Getting deep. All right. That could be the initial body of the Cobra.
Have you saved lately?
Just saved. That's my saving fingers. Command S. Awesome. It does look like a handheld vacuum cleaner. The Dustbuster always had that kind of, I always, thought that way that tipped back, that mouth looked very fish-like also. Apparently I got a koi thing going on because everything seems to look like a fish. All right, I'm going to now grab all these pieces I just made. All right, all good. I'm gonna go ahead and explode them. All right. I'm gonna orient the faces properly. I'm gonna right click on a white face, orient faces. I'm gonna triple click. There we go. Okay. Extra face in there. Didn't need that. I think that looks okay. That's a decent start anyhow.
I keep thinking you're going to make them lock 5.
Ooh, that would be a fun one. That would be, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I'm going to grab all of, actually don't need this. I'll grab all this, make it into a component. I'm going to call it a half tub because I've been told that's the proper term. I'm going to take that and...
Oh, half tub's not proper.
Ah, dang it. I got confident. Decided to fly a little too close to the sun there. Got burned. Thanks, Jody. Cool.
It happens to the best of you.
All right. Guess this is a lot closer of a angle than I realized. Oh yeah, look how that comes out. That's cool. I'm not gonna worry about softening it really too much because I'm about to chop it off anyhow, so not a big deal. All right, so I'm going to save. What I want to do is I want to come in with a cutter and just cut this piece out because it's angled. It's not a straight cut. It's kind of a curve. So I'm gonna make a solid piece that I can just bring over and chop off the end with. But to make sure it lines up, I'm going to come here to my end point, take it straight across. Here's my bottom point, take that straight across. So now I have a reference of where my lines are. So when I come in here and draw an arc, I'm going to kind of picture, I want to go past this point. So where would this extend past? Right about here maybe. I want to extend past where it is on the bottom. So if I follow that same arc, it'll come out to maybe like here, and then I can pull that arc out like that. Whoops! I just hit escape. I'm not really sure why. Let's try that again. So going past on the top, go past on the bottom, pull that out like that. There we go. And then what I'll do is, like I said, just to give it, to make a solid that I can just pull right into it, I'll do that, and then go like that. So that's going to give me that mouth shape. It should, yeah, lapse past it. So what I'll do is I'll come into one half of the component, I'll hide everything else. Actually, I'll also hide the other half, and then I'll take this mesh, right click, intersect face. I can intersect with the whole model because there's nothing else here to intersect with, so I can just say intersect with model, and that should give me just that nice angled cut line. There we go. Close. Got some breaks there. My mesh is pretty fine actually, so fine. So maybe what I'll do is I'll actually make this into a solid, and then try make this a solid, and then try using solid tools, see what happens. And then we'll just subtract that from this one, give it a second, spinning, spinning. There we go. The problem with solid tools, I didn't even think about this beforehand, is it broke the connection to the, and now Dave or Enerot are going to hop in here and tell me that I should be using Enerot solid tools. You're right, I should. Just go grab those. But let's go ahead and, oh, I got a hole in my mesh. I think the issue I'm running into right now is I made way too fine of a mesh with with some of these pieces when I didn't need to make this fine of a mesh for what I was doing. So that's why I'm running into these things. At this point though, I could really grab the whole thing and scale it up a la Dave Richards, and it would probably be in good shape. So if I run into any more issues, I will do that. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to make it into a component, and I'll call it my half tub again, overwrite my existing half tub, and then what I can do, because it's got a face this time, this is a little easier because I can just use Curic Mirror to copy it on the other side. All right, so that's what we got so far. That is our Cobra so far. I'm going to grab these, tag them separate. I'm going to go ahead and call them, and put them on a tub tag, and then turn that off temporarily. And now I can come in and I can model this thing and this thing. All right, so everything, I actually had an uncle who had a Cobra. He was very much a car guy. Like I said, I was not. That was never my thing, but he had one. I remember that was the thing that I thought was so cool about the designs. It had the perfect circle headlights, and this part of the body just seemed to like almost grow out of that shape. So these just circles with, you know, glass, and then the metal rim, and the rest of the body just seemed to kind of flow out of it, which was really cool. So I want to try to emulate that idea. So I'm going to come over here and, whoa, everything okay?
Yeah, it's kicked again.
Uh-oh. That doesn't mean a good thing.
Not the can. Not the can, just a can.
Okay, that's good. Jody's still with us. All right, and then
I'm still here. I'm awake.
scale that down a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to use Bezier again. I should get a shortcut key on that thing. Get my lights, and then go to vertical here, and then tangent to that one here. There we go. I'll take that, and same thing.
Interrupt did chime in and mention that her plugin actually struggles with short edges, so it might not be perfect for this.
Ooh, all right. Yeah, I didn't, hindsight being what it is. You know, it's funny because, so we do this thing on a weekly basis, and part of what we try to showcase is not just, it's not a structured learning where I'm going to click this and now I'm going to click this. Not the whole idea being, the design process. How I'm going to use SketchUp to solve the problem of creating this shape, and that's kind of what we do here. Which, for me personally, that kind of plays to what I enjoy. I enjoy the design process, figuring out how to make something out of something, how to use the tool I have available to me to create something. That's really cool. But every once in a while, I'm like, oh man, if I was to go back and do that again, it'd be so much better, and I do it in about half the time. I never get to do that finished product. But hopefully, it's getting you guys to the point where you get to do that. That's, I guess, what I should be striving for, is your accomplishments. Your win is my win. All right, I'm going to take this circle, and I'm going to follow me with this piece. And in the thought that I may end up putting materials on it, I'm going to keep this piece as a group, and then follow me on this. Make that a group too. Boop. Multi-holder. Okay. What was I doing? Reverse faces. The other thing I'm going to do while I'm here, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to grab just this back face, copy it, come out, and then paste in place. That's going to give me a surface that I can actually use as a place to start my curves for these fenders. All right, I'm going to take that now. I'm going to go grab by the end, come sideways. All right, I want to ask you guys a question. I want you to be honest with me. Does everybody else still struggle to remember which way is green and which way is red? Because I've been using this for over a decade now, and I still, like, I feel like I should get it right more often than I do, but I feel like most of the time I hit one way and then I have to end up hitting the other way. Red's been the same direction always. And in this model specifically, red has always been here, but
I think we designed that taking a cue from whoever invented the USB plug. Because also that's always backwards as well.
Yeah, 50% chance of plugging this in right. No, you don't. It's like 80-20 that you'll get a USB plug in correctly.
It's sort of silly. It's always third time's the charm.
It really seems like at some point. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. So Endless Fix is saying he's got colors. You can't see. You can kind of see it on right here, but I actually have colored arrows on here. So I have red is on the right, green is on the left. So I actually have colored arrows, but my brain gets it wrong. My brain goes, oh, you want to go this way? Okay, that's red. No, I mean green. I don't know. I mean, I guess I still say things like left, I mean right on a fairly regular basis. So maybe it is all me. Okay. All right. So this shape. So I have this shape right here, this circle. That's going to grow out into kind of a oblong shape. So by the time it gets to right here, this length right here, it's going to be as big as it's going to get. So I'm thinking what I will do, I'm going to put a line right here to mark it. I'm going to put a line right here to mark the height. I'm going to grab this circle and I'm going to bring it back to here. I'm going to scale it vertically from the center to here. Also comes out. I realize it's not. It's going to come out to here, so I'm going to scale it about the center here to here. And then kind of like just continues on. So I'm gonna try this. I don't know if this is gonna work, but if I grab, I just moved the circle instead of copying it. Oh, that's what quarantine does to you. All right, paste that in place. So I'm gonna grab these two. Oh, I need a path. Oh, I should just be able to skin them then, right? Oop. Re-weld that.
So Ryan on Twitch is wondering what your most used shortcuts are.
Control Z.
Have you used that lately?
Yeah, but I got it mapped to, where is it?
What about?
Over, right here.
What about safe?
It's over here, so you guys can't see me hit it so much. Like, just it's a little subtle, oops, thing going on there. No, I think, honestly, I really draw so much with lines. I think that if you were to look at what I click the most, it's probably a four-way tie between L, E, and spacebar. What am I doing? That's not gonna work. All right, so I had an idea and it failed. So I'm not gonna do that because it's which I mean makes sense. It is a direct line. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna create a single quadrant. And then I'm going to draw an arc from this point up to this point. And then as I go I'm going to go vertically. I need a plane to snap to. All right, so now I'm going to go to draw my arc. I can still use this image back here, so I can snap to this plane, but I can use my mouse to reference my image back here too. So where do I want to actually bring it up to? Maybe I should do this. I don't know. I'm making stuff up here, guys. That makes more sense. Take that. Bring that back over here. I can pull this line straight up. Oh.
Are you hitting a shortcut to go into standard view, or are you actually just staying in isometric when you're doing that?
The views right now spinning around. Pardon. Sorry, I had to think, and then sometimes I can't talk while I think, apparently. What was that?
Words are hard. It's fine.
I know.
Are you jumping out to parallel projection, or are you?
No, I haven't. I've stayed in my standard, my perpendicular or perspective.
Perspective.
Thank you. The whole time. I don't dislike. I know some people got a little bit of a problem with parallel. I personally don't have a problem with parallel, but I don't use it very often. There are some times where, yeah, reference images and stuff, I'll do that, but for the most part, I do almost everything I do in perspective. All right. That should work. Sorry, I didn't mean to snicker, but that should work. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So what I did was I just took the curves off of this side and this side, brought them on here to create the cage for that loft. So let's see. Looks good. I'll take that now. And because this is all symmetrical, I should be able to take that, flip it, stick it right here. No, something was not symmetrical. I'm going to keep going though. We'll see how well it all adds up. Doesn't really matter how we get there, I suppose. All right, yeah, that's going to work. So I'll take those, explode them. Not sure what I did there. I was just off somewhere. Whoops. All right. I don't really care how I get there. Oop. All right, and then I can reverse the face of that. And then I feel like for right now, what I'm going to do is just kind of run that long. All right, so the other thing that happens is all of this has a little bit of a rotation going on. So it's just slightly like that. All right. Bring the tub back in. Okay, so that's not bad. That's kind of working. I do want, this needs to kind of die back into this body. So what I can do, that's why I pulled this out long because I knew this wasn't going to be long enough. But what I can do now is grab this and see if I can. I don't know exactly how this is going to die into the body, but all right, that's not bad. It's not bad at all. Kind of feel like it needs to bulge out on the side a little bit more, but maybe not. No, that's the wheel well kind of comes out more. Yeah, so that'll work. I'm going to grab all of it and scoot it out just a touch. There we go. And then grab this surface. I'm going to scale it by pushing it back in a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like a frog.
It does. It went from a real fish-looking car to a frog-looking car. All right, I'm going to grab this surface. What is this? All right, I'm going to grab this surface right here. I'm going to try this. I'm going to see what happens. Let's save. I'm going to intersect this face with the model just to see what happens. Okay, that's not bad. A little bit of cleanup right here, and I think we're okay. What's going on here? What are you doing? All right, show me what's happening. Nope, don't want to do that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do that though. Okay, this was an unintelligent choice. All right, I'm just going to get away. All right, so I had something weird going on right here. It was really the only thing I wanted to do. It was a reverse face, so I could have just come in here, reverse that face, and then, yeah. All right, we're good again. And then reconnect this thing right here. Like I said, it's never too late to just jump ship and fix it later. Okay, so what that gives me, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Control Z, that's your favorite key.
That is the one. I get a lot of miles out of Control Z. Looks like something might be right there. Nope. All right, then I'm going to grab this surface and these two groups. I'm going to cut them. And I'll get rid of all this. This is just the leftovers. I'm going to go into context, edit, paste in place. All right, so there. All right. I'm going to come in here. Actually, I should be able to, if I pop inside and look. Nope, I'm going to grab all of it, intersect with selection, may get me a couple intersections that were missing before, so I can go in and delete that interior face and then smooth some of these lines out. Didn't quite work that way. Oh, I made a mess. Nope, 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 nope. Command Z. Actually, this issue may have been here before. Yep. All right. Again, I'm working too small, or too big, or bad things. Yeah, this is kind of
like you inadvertently added flames to it.
Yeah, I'm making a mess right here that I don't really need to have. Yeah, so when you get to this point, if I see if this is in plane, it's not. So what's happening is this is all just slightly out of plane. So what it wants me to do is come in here. Oh, that wasn't so bad. See if I can do this. See if I can get lucky here. But all of this, it wants me to hand stitch back together like this, which you guys know how I feel about hand stitching. I'm not opposed to it. I kind of enjoy it. It's relaxing. It's therapeutic. But what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to grab all these lines and bring up vector tools, vertex tools. Vertex tools has a align points button. So if I click that, it'll squish all these lines back so they're all coplanar again, and then drawing one line should close that up. It did break the mesh over here though. We'll fix all that. All right, this is a cool thing because this happens sometimes. This is just like the mesh illustration or mesh issue illustration. So if you ever go in and you smooth it all out and you still have these things, what this is indicating is that somehow SketchUp drew two faces on top of each other. So what you have to do is come in here and delete them. Let me show you what they look like when I get rid of the lines. So if I manually go erase the lines, as I look around, I don't know if you can see it there. Oh, you can see it. See that little light spot? That is an extra plane on top of a plane. So you can just select and delete that. Same thing there. Oh, here's one up here. There we go. So now we're back to one smooth plane. I don't know what causes it. It doesn't happen very often, but when I just start to get complex meshes like this, which I have a feeling I'm going to spend the next couple hours talking about how I should have made my mesh less dense. But I feel like I'm also past the point of no return where it doesn't make sense to hop out and redraw the mesh. But anyhow.
Maybe that's a different live session. We start having an hour after the show ends where you talk about your failings and drink beer.
What I should have did. I'm going to manually come in and just delete some of these edges right here. Because I want some separation. Actually, it's not going to matter too much on this side because I'm going to bring the wheel well, or the fender in to cover that up. And on this side, actually, it's where this is where the hood sits, is in between these crevices. Okay, but there, that's looking pretty all right. I don't have the back end, so I don't know how this ties together. I'm going to come into this one right here and just, nope, it's not there. It's down. That's not very informative. right click for a menu. Oh, turn off short edges. Yeah, if you're, so one of the things that Solid Inspector will search for is short edges. It used to be automatic. It used to do when you ran Solid Inspector, it would look anything less than a millimeter or something like that and flag those as a problem. You can, now it's a manual thing, so right here, my short edge threshold is less than 1/8 of an inch. So anything less than 1/8 of an inch will be flagged. There's a question happened over on YouTube, was how to have Solid Inspector check for that or not check for that. And that's how you'd go about it. All right, so that's extra geometry. All right, that looks pretty good. I do want to know why. All right, maybe we'll fix it later. Okay, so there's that portion of the body. Let's figure out what's going on back here. It kind of feels like the same thing's happening where it's tying back into where these square, so see how that narrowly comes back. Actually, it's not, it really feels more like what I got to do. These don't feel like separate pieces the way these pieces did. It actually feels like what I need to do is create a crease right here, coming down into where this is. Not quite sure how I would, oh, come on, man. Oop. Oops. Undo. All right. So this is okay, but I definitely have to pull this part down. This definitely is supposed to come this way and kind of crease down. So, trying to think of what I would do to do that. Let's look at my hidden geometry real quick and yow. So.
Dave thinks it looks like a body pillow. I guess if you're really a car nut, that would be a perfect body pillow.
That it would. All right, so I feel like this right here needs to drop down. So something I could do is use vertex tools. I can do a soft select radius of like, let's see what, 12 inches is too much, 6 inches. Let's see how that looks. Take that line. I'm still having issues. I don't know if anybody out there is using a 3D mouse, but I'm still having issues due to the fact that I'm using the 2019 version. They just released a 2020 version, but I couldn't get it to work at all. So I'm suffering a little bit right now. So if I bring that down a little bit, yeah, that helps. And then maybe I will shrink my, oops. Oh man, I did something wrong. Third try's a charm. That's what somebody somewhere once said. I grab all that. Oop, I gotta get rid of the stuff on the bottom. There you go. Vertex tools is not, there we go. I'm gonna take that section, slide it straight down. That gives me that crease. Ooh, yeah, I like it. Something weird happened right here. And I don't really care what happened. I'm just going to delete it and fix it. All right, that gave me more of the shape I'm looking for. Obviously, it stops right here pretty harshly. But let's see, where does that have to go to? So it actually does need to carry up. Yeah, this is not the ideal way to do this at all. So thinking maybe what I'll do is find a spot to break my mesh and just redraw this back end with fewer polygons, of course. And just trace around here to a point. There's a point at which I don't really want to mess with this anymore. I probably won't, I'll just go down to here. I'll just go down to the flat section. There we go. And then same thing here. I can come around like this and just do some, I'm pruning. I'm doing some SketchUp model pruning. That's what I'm doing. Oops, put that back together. Yeah. So if I disconnect, if I temporarily, I don't want to do that. I want to keep that section of my mesh. Break that. Let's see. Break that. All right, so now if I pick here, it'll grab just the surface and I can delete. The reason that that's important is I want to keep my outline right here. This outline actually worked pretty well. But what I got to do now is I want to come up with two separate volumes. I have this volume right here that's going to, I want to kind of bring it in like that. That'll tie back into this line right here. Oops, I go back in context. Reconnect that, reconnect that. And now, let's see, show the rest of the model. Something like, all right, so from about here, I want to drop that lower. So that's going to go, I'm thinking what I'll do is actually take this whole line weld that, and then I will make a copy of it. Right here. Yeah, that's gonna work. And then I will scale it both directions. This direction. Actually, I want to stay at the same height at the bottom. No, I don't. I want to bring that up. Like that. And then what I got to do, this is going to be the weird part because I want to deform my outline because I want it to come over and come down. So right now, it's not going to do that. Right now, it's going to come in a little bit. I think I brought that in a little too far. Yeah, to bring that back out. But I have to get this line to drop down. So what I might do is I might create, where do I want to tie back in? So like there maybe. Create a reference plane like that. And now draw a new Bezier curve from this point to this point, which will be my dropped profile. All right, so this might not be perfect, but it's gonna It's gonna be something. All right, let's try that. We'll see how that works. And then all right, we'll give that a shot. So grab that curve, this curve. I have to weld this back together. I broke that up good. All right, weld that. All right, now I can grab 1, 2, 3, 4, oops, 5. Some didn't close. There we go. All right. And weld this back together too. While I'm at it, while I'm out here. All right, so we'll grab 1, 2, 3, 4, and try that. Did it just give up? It said skinning and then it said nothing. One more time. Huh. So guys, I asked Curve Loft do that and it said it wasn't gonna. All right, let's see here. Not quite sure what's going on, but we'll make it work. Let's get rid of some things. All right, I'm suspecting this as being a potential issue. Let's see what happens if we pull the bottom up a little bit. I can't have that. I got to at least put an arc on here. All right, so let's see. No. All right. Good to know. Well, let's try this. Let's ask for half as much out of it. Let's split this. And try to do the top and bottom as 2 separate pieces. Oops. I don't know if this is gonna work. Let's see what's let's see though. Let's just. Weld that back together. Can I do just the top half? Still doesn't like something I'm asking it to do. All right, what about the bottom? Can I get this done? All right, that's something. We'll take that. Let's see, what do I do here? Well, guess we can try to sneak up from it and run it from the other side. That'll do it, right? Nope. Surprise. Still didn't work. What could be happening here? Any thoughts? Anybody got an idea? I'm not sure why it doesn't want to do this. Again, generally speaking, when I have a set of geometry like this, weld, Enterot's saying more welding. Yeah, I'm thinking you might be onto something. All right, let's grab all that. Let's try to weld the whole thing. Let's one big line. That didn't work at all. Okay, good to know. All right, let's try. Zoom in here. Oh, whoa. I got an issue. I got issues, my friend. That may have been it. Let's see. What is going on there? Some weird broken lines right here too. All right, let's try get that. Weld that. All right. How did this get broke? Oh man. Oh, because I tried to do that big crazy weld and just basically screwed everything up. Flew too close to the sun again, Jody. All right. Now we'll try this again. Weld that. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. Hey! All right, all right. I knew it was gonna work, no problem. Save. I need Enrot's auto weld. Dave just told me. Yep, it does seem that that would be a thing to have right about now. All right. All right, I'll take this piece. Now I got to get that kind of a bulge thing going on the outside. I'll take that option, bring this over here somewhere. Oop. So I'm just creating a profile bump that comes out a little bit more. And the other thing I'll have to do is I'll have to have it all come back. I'm trying to think of the best way to do that because I want it to be bigger back here. Maybe I'll take this arc again. This is an ugly arc, but it's what I got right now. Take that. And then get these endpoints. Just grab one and whoop, wrong one. There's that 3D mouse thing I was talking about. Weirdness. All right. I don't know. This is ugly. I should probably draw new arcs. Is probably the smart thing to do. But let's see what happens when I grab, whoops. Oh, all right. Well, we gotta explode this then. We'll see what happens right now. We just try to make this all into a new surface. Okay, not bad, not bad. Try it again. Grab this section right here. Grab too much. Back it up. Back it up. Weld that. You still there, Jody? I think I've lost my Jody. I just hit weld. That was not what I wanted to do at all. Undo. All right, there. Nope, something's not meeting up. Every time I start into a harsher solution for that problem, turns out it's just a point that has to be moved a little bit. So let's check. Oh, there we go. Too many lines. Always make the solution harder than it needs to be. All right. Ooh, we're almost there. I'm so excited right now. All right, let's weld that up. 2, 3. Oh, gonna need to weld that up too. Weld. 2, 3 pieces. Now let's look. What do I got? What do I got selected wrong here? Looks like it should be right. All right, that corner looks okay. If I select these two, let's check right here. Looks good. All right, I'll try doing what it says and cutting that corner. No, still no good. All right, we'll cut this corner. Weld it. Oh, monster. All right, we'll try forcing a break on this one. All right, so now all 3 pieces are separated by a small break. Still won't do it. You're messing with me. Messing with me. All right, well, I'm gonna do this one last thing. I'm gonna draw a new Bezier from here to here. And I'm gonna, put a new, some new geometry in here. So I'm gonna try to follow a geometry right here coming out. That. There we go. Let's see what that does to it. Click here, click here, click here. Skin that. Beauty. Click here, click here, click here. Skin that. Oh, also beauty. All right. We got that little bump out there we're looking for. This is not the smoothest transition. This is horrible. All right, well, but I could do something with that too, right? I can hold on. What can I do? Okay, I can't do anything until I explode some geometry, so. Whoop, no, don't undo. It's all falling apart. Lost Jody. Got this weird crease in my fender. It's all garbage. All right, I'm gonna take these guys and explode them. And then free up some geometry. I don't like any of this. I want to get rid of all this and all that. And then I guess I'll take it all the way back to here. Oops, nope, not that far. Easy now. A little too crazy there. All right, get rid of this. And then just do this all as one big loft, and hopefully that will give me a better looking? I'm not sure because I'm afraid it's going to be smooth here, but we'll give it a try. Oop. All right, weld that up. That's good. This one needs to be cleaned up now. I have to check out that auto weld. That sounds pretty nice right now. Oh, that's better. Look, I'm going to go so far as to say that's exactly what I want, and that's what I'm using. Explode all this. Orient my faces here. Uh-oh. Got some issues. Huh. Wonder why that's happening. Closer. Something's not right. In case you guys hadn't worked that one out. All right, I'll come back to that mix. I'm about to throw more geometry on here, so I'm gonna mess all up anyhow. I will come in here and do this. And then grab all these lines. And I'm just going to manually go in and soften and smooth them. A big part, I think the issue I'm running into, at least some of it, is this right here, which I said I was going to deal with later. Still don't want to deal with. If I'd left that as a solid, it probably would have been better. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take a copy of this component. I'm going to stick it over here. Scale it up by 100. Select it all. Intersect face with selection. See what that does. And then do my cleanup on this bigger model in hopes that my smaller model gets cleaned up. I rushed into it, much like proposing yesterday that we should do an extra live stream this week. I may have rushed in a little too quickly. And where's Jody at anyway? Man. All right. Well, hold on. Let me look over here and see. Actually, let me treat you guys to something. This is kind of fun. Let me show you. I'm going to give you a little tour. So we're going to switch over. Forgive the black and whiteness, but this is the only other camera I have. So if I go a little wider here, you can see this is kind of our setup. And let me show you where Jody's at. So right over here there's the extra monitor showing what's on my screen. And then right down here, to come around a little bit, there we go. That's Jody. This is the high-tech solution I was able to come up with on the spot. That's my iPhone sitting next to a microphone. And you can see it's black. That means Jody is not on the line. Oh, my phone died. Huh. I guess iPhones can't be making 3-hour phone calls. All right, well, sorry, Jody. Next time I'll plug in the phone. Pretty high tech though, so you guys, I'm sure everybody appreciates that one. All right, put this back where it was. This is the mess I made for you guys. I made several messes. Look at all the messes I'm making for you guys. Well, glad we could all hang out. Yeah, Jody is at least still with us in chat. So every time you guys see SketchUp come up, that's Jody. He's still chiming in there. Yeah. Oh, dead phone. Then I got this thing here. All right. Yeah, so I've made some poor choices. This was the most recent in a string of poor choices. This is salvageable, but it's not going to be pretty. In fact, I think that at this point, what I just did actually caused more damage than it helped. So I'm gonna undo that, because I got some weird, I don't know why I'm seeing like this stuff back here doesn't make sense to me. Something didn't work right with my lofts. They did not come together. Oh, look at this. Got overlapping edges here, so my lofts didn't actually meet. They were two different spots. That's a problem. So I might undo a couple times. Undo. It's a pretty sweet command. Overlooked when people talk about, you know, follow me or push pull. Good tools also, but undo. That's the stuff. I'm gonna undo all the way through that merge that I did. And there we go. Come look at what I got. Yeah, so see this right here. These two pieces. Oh, so that was even further back. I don't even know when this happened. Oh, I didn't undo enough. I keep undoing till there we go. Okay, now I got my separate pieces. So that, oh no, see that happened even before that. So this probably happened when I merged this. And I did something that caused this break right here. So what we can do here is clear out. If you ever end up with this, I guess I'm trying to find the glass is half full view here. Oh man, that's ugly. If you ever end up with something like this, you can do stuff like you can move points in meshes around. That is a possible thing to do. So you can force stuff to be restitched together. More often than not, though, the quicker solution, but like I said, if you're looking to do just a little bit of knitting, you know, sit there, relax, enjoy yourself, hand stitching is a great solution. If you don't want to do that, if you just want to get the thing closed back up, which is probably where you're really at, you can loft just a small shape like this. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to get rid of this extra geometry that broke there. All right, so what I want to do right now is that's a good sign. I want to loft this section right here, so I can actually just select, oops, I just undid a bunch of times. Okay. All right, so there's that rectangle selected. I got some extra over here. Turn these pieces off, turn these pieces off. There you go. So that is just that rectangle. I can loft just that. Let's see. Well, in theory I can. that should be just those 4 lines. Let's take a peek. All right, and then it doesn't want me to loft that. All right, so say the other option is look at my hidden and just do a quick stitch like this. Supposed to be a cool example there, but didn't happen. Oh, see, but this might be some of the problems. There's definitely some weird geometry in here still. That was weird. That was in a group. I don't even know where that came from. Yeah, there's a... I got excited. I'm falling back on this. Really should have been a lot smoother than it all was. But I mean, I don't know, that's something to think about. 'Cause I usually don't think about how dense I want my mesh. Every time I use Curve Loft, I just kind of tell it to go ahead and do whatever it wants to do as long as I get the shape. I think what I need to do is be more conscious of the mesh that it's going to create, because I don't need near this fidelity in this mesh that I have right here. This is my learning opportunity. I've learned something here today. So that's got that going for me, if nothing else. I've learned a thing. So this is something else. I'm trying to do my best to take advantage of this drastic change to my daily schedule. All right, let's soften that up. And I'm going to do something that I've been meaning to do for literally months, in the last year, and that's spend some time with the tablet, get used to drawing with that tablet, and see how that goes. So I actually have time right now on my calendar. I forced myself to add time, and I have a calendar entry that just says model something with the tablet. So I'm gonna spend a couple hours on tomorrow, try to optimize workflow, and then next week, I don't know if it'll be Friday or maybe if we'll do another one of these during the week before Friday, I'll actually come in and we'll do some modeling just with the tablet and get just, I don't know, put this, my baby, my mouse that I love so much, put it somewhere that I can't reach it and force myself to draw with the tablet. So it'll be fun. I keep telling myself, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Fun. So that'll be something. All right. All right. So that looks a little better. I'm still not sure why I got this going on. Let's see what happens if I try to orient faces again. I'm also getting this delay, this weird thing. I don't know why that's happening either. Yeah, I don't know. This is definitely a thing is happening. All right. Let me out. Ugh. All right. Let's save. All right. Now, come in here. Right click on the white. I'm about to cheat and just paint the whole thing with white and just get rid of the back sides that way. Which, you know, for the sake of just all right, I'm gonna hit this one time. Oh, hey, how about that? It worked. All that I just struggled through actually did something. All right, so the other thing, so what I was about to say here is we have this, I didn't do it. What I should have done was when both pieces were solids, I should have done an outer shell or a merge. I could actually still try an outer shell. Let me try that. So I'm gonna take these two, I'm gonna add them to the ref layer temporarily. Get rid of them. So it's too late to do that anyhow, that's right. So what I was saying is I really should have used solid tools to join this together, because what happened was someplace there was a break that was too close to the edge of a mesh, and SketchUp's made for architectural modeling. So the fact that it goes down to 0.0001 inches, I think, is already pretty small. So there was a mesh that was smaller than that, and some math thing happened where it left a gap. So something did not break this mesh all the way. So the solution really would have been, at the time, to go in and use solid tools to do that instead of just intersecting, which is what I did. But all is not lost. I can still do it. So what I would do right now, if I was wanting to clean this up, would be to turn on my hidden, and similar to what I've done a couple times already today, is just come in here and manually break this interior piece out. The reason I'm not getting good clean outlines on the outside is because I have this redundant surface in here. So running around the outside and making this break is really all I have to do. So it's really just a matter of cracking this out separately. Again, I'd like to think this is not a lost illustration, because I know I have hit this before, and I guess the bigger solution, the better solution, the thing that I would have learned, or would hope to have learned for next time, would be, as I made all those solids, to actually set them aside, and then I could have just redone the whole merge. But I was on a run. I was just going. I get so excited to model things in 3D that sometimes I don't always plan that well. You guys ever hit that? Please say yes. Oh, okay, so we're almost back around already. I need to figure out where are we at now. We're about 2 hours in. So yeah, so we have less than 2 hours of modeling. Not in a bad spot. I got to figure out what I want to do. Like what's my goal here? I'm thinking where I would feel good having just the body would be to get the fenders on there, and then maybe carve out the cockpit. I still don't believe it. I think you guys are making fun of me. I don't think that's real. That's not the real term. Maybe it is. I don't know. So as I spin around here, so here's a notification to me of something else going on. See how I have a profile line right here? That means that these two pieces aren't properly broken. So yeah, there when I break it, see, it leaves that hole in there. So I might have to come back, stitch this up. That section right there may have been what caused the whole problem. Because if you saw that, there's those, everything is real close together, and it didn't, when it broke it, it didn't properly align that whatever was going on there. So that may actually have been, oh no, here's another line. I have no mercy. Just delete it and do it all again. There we go. All right, so anyhow, carrying on through. Are we almost there? Where's the starting line? There we go. We are almost there. And then once this mesh is separated from the body of the car, I can just double click, turn off my hidden, double click, and delete everything that's left. There we go. All right, so that's gone. Out here, something's going on not right. So I think I'll go in, I'll plop wheel wells front and back, scoop out where the cockpit's going to go, and that might wrap up. That might be as far as, there we go. We are back to, is it even a solid? I'm not going to push my luck. not that worried. All right, so if I do grab this, I should be able to re-soften this. All right, cool. All right, so let's get our ref back on here. Oh, I should probably actually come in here. One last thing, get the right side facing out. Don't want to work inside out. And then we'll get some wheel wells on there. Maybe do a quick follow me tire wheel to put on there. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know what's happening anymore. All right, there we go. Reverse faces. All right, so let's look at what this thing looks like. Here's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to draw this wheel well as a full circle. Start right here, bring it straight up. Like that. Here's what I'll do. I'll grab all that then, making a copy so it still sits there. You stay there. Bring that out to bring it out to the front like that. Cool. Then take this piece. I did the wrong one again. See? I'm gonna make that bigger. Scale this up even more. And then push just that back in there. Let auto fold. Nice. How does that all happen in the front? See, then, so this was the thing. The other thing I was thinking, if I wasn't having so many concerns over what's happening right now. Concerns, that's a nice way to put it. Let's shrink that back down a little bit like that. What actually is going to happen is we're going to have a whole nother loft here at the bottom to tie this all back together too. So I was actually thinking of coming in here with a surface and breaking that and then doing another loft to clean that up. Right now I might just be good with this. Get that like that. There we go. Now I'm going to take that, interface it with the model, or intersect it, excuse me, and then get rid of that piece. I don't know what that is. Huh. Oh, that's leftover geometry. Oops. All right, so there's a little more cleanup to do, but all right, so this wheel well's in here now. You know what this means? This means we've gotten to the point where Aaron is making his version of a well-known actual real-world item. Because I got to wrap this up in the not too distant future. So I'm going to do something like this. I think would work. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. Same thing here. Show me my hidden geometry. There we go. Oops. I lost it. Lost it all. Lost my interior face there because I did not intersect. But I don't really think I want to intersect. I think I want to cut that out. So I actually want to go the other way. Yeah, but that's not going to happen. And go here, go here. All right, I just need to get a wheel well in. I'll take this, make it a group so I can isolate it. Come in to edit the group, I can hide everything else. There we go. That's good. Cool. And then right, that's going to be my wheel well for now. Reverse the faces, and then I'm going to take it. Actually, I'll take it as it is as a group. Cut it, and then go in here. That'll give me a wheel well on both sides. And then, I wonder if I could take that same geometry. I'll have to doctor it a little bit, but I think I can. That was kind of wishful thinking. You know, I could do this. If I get rid of this surface, I can pull that back through, and then I could grab that. Oop. Nope. That's ugly. The other thing I do. Let's see if I can repair it this way. All right, it's serviceable for right this second. All right, because I think I can cover up a lot of that with a well-drawn tire. Nice big wheel wheel and a tire should really fill the whole thing out. So if I come here, go like that. All right, I'm going to draw a quick wheel profile. And see, I actually have kind of a good reference of what the tire actually looks like. So, oops. don't know why, but I feel this urge to like make these as low polygon as possible after everything else that's happened with my design thus far. It's also heavy. All right, start with that. So I'm gonna grab this and say, follow me with this shape real quick. And then I got a kind of a 5-sided thing there. Some spokes? Are they still called spokes if they're on a tire, like a car tire? I can call bike spokes. I know I got no problem saying that, but just wondering if that's the same thing. I don't know. I'm making up a thing here. I don't know what's going on. But this is what it's going to look like. Basically, I'm just... none of this is going to work, though. Undo, 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 undo. Let me close this hub back up. There we go. All right. Sweet hub design, man. Okay, I'm gonna take all of this. Quick, what's 360 divided by 5? I know, I could have downloaded it. Thank you, Enrot. Oh. All right, I'm doing it. I'm sinning. All right, so now that's true. That would have been a solid way to fix that problem. Awesome. I know the back tires are wider than the front tires, but that's just the beginning of the things we got going on back there. All right. It's okay. It's all right. It's not there, but it's all right. So the other thing I want to cut out is this shape right here. So what I think I will do is I will come in here and create, copy that. Oops. I can take that and I can just extend it straight across the body like that. This I don't think is anywhere near being a solid, so I can't use, actually that's not far from being as solid as I thought. That's actually a pretty easy fix. Let's get this thing solid real quick. So with Solid Inspector, I can find where my problems are by hitting Tab. It'll close up on them, generally. Oh, there it is. Where? There. Oh man, come on. That is a seriously small hole in a mesh. Nah. All right, let's check the rest of these real quick. I have a feeling the same thing here. Yeah, oh, little tiny thing. I guess this should illustrate just how very, very important it is to pay attention to things like how many lines should a curve be made out of. Obviously something I took for granted. Oops. Come on. One more here. Oh man, look at that. Oh, the little points are so close together. Oh, you little monster. All right, show me my hidden and let me clean this up for good. There we go. All right, we're getting there. All right, so what I can do now is I can grab all of this, make that a group, cut it, come in context with this group, edit, paste in place, and then I should be able to take that and just subtract it from not a solid. Why are you not a solid now? All right, I'm not doing this. I'm not fighting you. All right, so here's what I'll do. I'm gonna take this, all this geometry, reverse faces, cut it, come in here, edit, paste in place, grab these two meshes, man, whatever's going on is hurting me. Maybe we need to update my operating system on my laptop too. There we go. And now we can intersect that. I think this is going to take a few seconds. That wasn't so bad. Now, if I delete this, it's not going to be, I know it's not going to be perfect. I have a couple things here to clean up, but oh, so close. I only selected the face. I didn't select this piece right here to pull that through. Oh, nuts. All right, I have to undo because I did that wrong. My laptop is a couple years old. I actually have more than a few issues with it, to be honest. I'm not sure why, but it, there we go. It has some serious issues when I do things like shut it down or wake it up. So I'm hoping for a new one in the not too distant future. All right, show my hidden. Ooh, look at this. This is that was yucky. Huh, didn't intersect at all over here. That's weird. Oh, because I didn't select it. Man, it really does a good job of doing what you tell it to do and not what you think you want it to do. Because I only selected the one side. I don't know why. I just did that as difficult a way as possible. All right, let's go in here. There we go. And I have a feeling what's happening is that little spot that I was at just now, I think the lines just didn't quite meet up. So I'm just gonna come in here. See if that's enough to break it apart. Yeah, there we go. Oh no, what happened to my surface? Let's do this. No, it's not liking that either. It's not breaking it. Just want to get a little bit of that worked. All right, that's a little teeny bit of cleanup to do right here. So again, this joint right here was my problem. Do a group select like that, and look, I got an edge somewhere in that little tiny dot. So I'll delete that out altogether, and then just stitch this back up. So Friday, I'm going to choose to face forward with this whole thing. Friday, Friday we're going to come in and we're going to model a grandfather clock. And I already have some cool looking pictures I want to use. And and I will be far more conscious of the geometry I create. So we don't have a thing like what's going on right now. This is weird. I'm not sure what happened here either. Let's restitch this. Huh. Okay, anyhow, there's my tub. So that's what we did in 2.5 hours. It's all right. We definitely hit our head on more than one bulkhead there. That was yeah, Ryan's pointing out it's gonna be a nice square grandfather clock, no arc tools. Absolutely everything will be square. The face will be square. Oh man, that was definitely a fun challenge. But this one totally fell into the thing I was talking about before, where having run through it once, I would have gone back and done some things very, very differently. Like there is definitely some pieces I would have done as different parts. I mean, in the grand scheme, I probably would have subdivided it after the fact. Now that we're looking at it. I probably would come back in here and create a control mesh that I could go in and subdivide and crease. I thought it was going to tie together a little bit easier. I thought these shapes met in a little bit different way. But yeah, this would have been something I would have modeled significantly different were I to go back and do it again. But that's cool. I mean, like I said, that's personally, I kind of enjoy that process. And hopefully for you guys, this was just a little bit of a distraction and maybe a learning opportunity, a little bit of entertainment, a little way to break up your day and be social. I mean, you guys have been burning up the chat, so that's pretty cool. It's definitely, I said it was not bad for me, but there's definitely some things I think I could have done better. So hopefully you weren't grimacing too hard as I continue to push this dense mesh through the process rather than just starting over with the drawing. And like I said, most of all, hopefully you guys got a little bit of relief, and hopefully this is a little pressure relief valve on the cabin fever if you are one of the many of us who are working remotely or solo. Yeah, that's where I'm going to take it to today. I think it turned out okay. It's cool for a couple hours of modeling. I will get this up. I'll actually just leave it. I'm not going to mess with it anymore. I will take it exactly as it is and I'll put it up on 3D Warehouse. And I invite you guys, since you have a little bit of maybe free time with the whole work. Here's the thing I'm noticing about working from home. When you don't have meetings and other people to talk about, you can really focus and get stuff done in less time. So what I'm saying to you is you guys have more time available, so you could take this model and make it better. So I'll just challenge you to that. I will throw this will go up onto Warehouse in the same, I'm pointing over to the computer. You guys see that okay over there with the off screen and no chance at all seeing that? Over here, in this stream, I will actually post a link to the upload. Yeah, why didn't we go with that one? That would have been so much easier. Thanks, Ellis. Christina put up her attempt from back in the day. I think it looks good. I mean, it's definitely, I'll give you this. Your model is definitely lighter than my model. Far more performant. So there's that. But yeah, this is what I was talking about. See what that connects back up. I really, hindsight, probably could have done a subdivision, a quad model would have been a good attempt. But yeah, this will go up. You guys can play with it. You guys can perfect it, modify it, ignore it, your call. But it will be available. Will be linked to in the forum. So we will be back here Friday. So take a day off and then come right back at it. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. First off, I just want to say I appreciate we got a couple good suggestions when we said, do you want to do this? Somebody said Bag End from The Hobbit. I think that would be so cool. I totally put that one on the list. I love it. What was the other? Dave, what was your idea? You had I don't remember. Dave had an idea. Somebody else put up, well, here, let's not rely on my memory. Let's go look at the actual forum, because there's some cool ideas in here. Not this one, but here we can actually go into happenings because it's in there. Quarantine live models. So, oh, that's right. A infinite recharge playing field for robots, which if you guys want to go pull up, not that, this link right here, it is a pretty cool, it's a cool looking model. I don't know how many people would actually understand what it is, but it would definitely be cool. Toilet paper. I've actually had that question a couple times. You should model toilet paper. That would definitely be something to do. And this one, Machu Picchu is another one. It's kind of funny because Machu Picchu is actually something that I tried to model at one point. It is definitely cool. If we can get the image in, it would actually be kind of a fun one to do. The issue is that these pieces, which used to all be like flat, have corroded and eroded away where they're not necessarily level anymore. So it's not quite as easy as vertical offsets, but could be a fun one too. Definitely a neat opportunity there. It looks like it hurts too much. That's why I didn't go into it. It looks a little painful. So yeah, that's right. It was a robotics. Yeah. Anyhow, Jupiter 2 from the original Lost in Space. The original one will be cool. I didn't care for the reboot too much. It happened a few years ago. That was a few years ago. It was like, well, I don't know. It was too long ago now, but that was a fun. I like those classic ones. And I thought you were going to say the Sydney Opera House, an opera sedan. I don't know what that is. But it's sedan. Yeah, I'm guessing. I have a picture in my head just from the name, and it probably would be a lot easier than the Cobra. But so, anyhow, all of that to say, how often should we be doing this during the Corona days where we're at right now? Should we do this a couple times a week? You guys want to get together and hang out more often than just Friday? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm going to wrap it up now, get this thing posted, but I would love to hear, oh yeah, the Cybertruck should probably be on the list too. I've had that a few dozen requests for that one. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know how often we should be getting together, hanging out, modeling. Is this a twice a week, 3 times a week? How often would you guys want to do it? I'm not saying we'll do it that often, but I just want to know, what's the thought? How do you guys think about this? So this wasn't actually, we didn't advertise that this was even happening really other than being on the forum. So a lot of people did show up. So thank you very much. That's cool. Sebastian's saying every day. Ooh. I do got other things I got to get done, so push that getting productivity in the morning and just hang out here every afternoon. Maybe we'll do that. But we'll see. Let me know your thoughts. And again, as always, give me your ideas. I want to say thank you to, even though I lost Jody because my phone died, totally on me, not on him. Thank you, Jody, for hanging out with us and helping out. He's still hopefully online. We can see him pop up and say thumbs up through the chat. But thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for coming. This is a fun way for me to spend my afternoon. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it too. And we will see you here again on Friday. Most importantly though, do stay safe. This is crazy times, but it's all temporary. Don't stress. Head down, get through it, model something cool in SketchUp. We'll all get through to the other side, and it'll be a story we look back on in just a few months, I have a feeling. So stay safe, stay sane, have fun. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and we will see you again very soon. Thank you.